Hello, everyone. We're back again for another week. Today is August 17th, Friday as usual, and we have the latest news in Bitcoin Cash. I'm Roger Ver.
I'm Corbin Fraser.
Back again. So lots happening every single week. So much to talk about every single week. Let's talk do a little housekeeping at the beginning of this. I've been trying to keep the videos short each week.
They keep getting longer.
And they keep getting longer. Do you guys want to see short videos, long videos? How in detail do you want us to go each week? Leave a comment down below and let us know. And we'll try and do that. But lots and lots of fun stuff coming up. So we'll jump right into the news. Other than how much do you want us to ramble each week about all the exciting stuff happening in the world of Bitcoin Cash? So, and for anybody that's been involved in Bitcoin for a while, I think you'll find this news exciting. So if you've seen the debates I had previously with Vays, in which he said that he doesn't consider himself to be a real Bitcoin user, or the debate that I had with Jimmy Song, in which he didn't even have a Bitcoin wallet on his phone, going to get to do it again on the CoinsBank Cruise coming up here in September. So
so CoinsBank Cruise. There other speakers that are going to be on this cruise include John McAfee, Bobby Lee, Charlie Lee, Brock Pierce, Vays, and it looks like it's a lot of these Bitcoin Core guys. And
there's going to be a lot. So look at the list there. So John McAfee, giant Bitcoin Cash fan.
Huge fan of Jihan.
Bobby Lee made a 180-degree turnabout. So he used to not be a fan of it until he realized that all of us people saying, hey, don't let the blocks fill up because that'll provide a horrible user experience with high fees. As soon as that happened, Bobby Lee, he's not nearly as vocal about it as I am, but he's a Bitcoin Cash fan too. And
Bobby Lee's the better Lee. I'm going to say it.
So you said it. So everybody loves Bobby Lee. I don't know a single person that doesn't like Bobby Lee on both sides of the whole scaling debate. Bobby Lee is fantastic. Charlie Lee in person is a very nice guy as well. On Twitter, he isn't as friendly or whatever.
He's got a good troll game.
Charlie has a good troll game, but I've never gotten to have a discussion with Charlie in person on camera about these issues. I'm looking forward to doing it on the cruise. So Charlie, if you're up for it, I'm up for it. I'd love to discuss these things, and we can decide if it's Litecoin or if it's Bitcoin Cash that's the cheap Bitcoin knockoff. And I have some pretty strong opinions on there, and I guess you do too, Charlie. So, and I'm sure the whole world would love watching YouTube videos about it. So let's do that. And Jimmy, I'm more than happy to do it again. And same for you, Vays. So, and anybody else for that matter.
Yeah.
So
well, there's a ton of cool events going on this cruise. Some nightly networking events, some all-night pool parties. They've got planned outings in Barcelona, Ibiza, Monaco. They got tickets payable in Bitcoin Cash as well as some other coins. But there's ladies' cabins available for discounted prices. Lucky winners as well for they can enter to win a ticket on this cruise.
Yep. So for details on the prize, if you want to win a free ticket, follow CoinsBank on Twitter. COINS Bank, like old-fashioned banks.
Yeah, go check it out. It'll be pretty exciting stuff. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be an exciting one.
Yep. And so Bitcoin.com, that's us. We're running a competition for someone to win a free cabin on this cruise as well in collaboration with Stephen James of Project Life Mastery YouTube channel.
Yeah, so go check out his channel. He's got a little intro video explaining the details. And, go check out his channel as well just in terms of other stuff. If you're interested in just kind of growing as a person and becoming the best version of you, he's got some cool stuff, good advice, and interesting growing YouTube channel. So, yeah, be sure to follow him.
So the next one on my list here is a really fun one that's been in the news recently. So it recently came out that Bitmain is holding over 1 million Bitcoin Cash. That's a lot of Bitcoin Cash.
That's huge.
Yeah, and I'm definitely holding some Bitcoin Cash, but it's not 1 million Bitcoin Cash. So.
That's monstrous. I mean, that just kind of goes to show they've got faith in one particular chain of Bitcoin.
So we should talk about a lot of the FUD that's come out around that though too. So a lot of people are saying, oh, look at them, they're holding a bunch of Bitcoin Cash. Well, the people that are complaining about them holding a bunch of Bitcoin Cash are all these same people that are saying hodl, hodl, hodl all over the place on the internet. And so when somebody's actually hodling Bitcoin Cash, why would you attack them? They're doing the exact thing that you've been advocating. And as I said before, the only reason anybody would want to hold something is so that they can spend it later and they think it'll get them even more value in the future. And Bitmain is the most successful business in the entire crypto coin industry.
Well, they're the big dogs.
They make more than $10 million a day in profit. More than $10 million a day in profit.
And actually, that brings me to your tweet, which I really liked, where you were tweeting at Excellion.
For those who don't know, Excellion is Samson Mao. He's the Chief Strategy Officer of Blockstream. Right? Blockstream is a company that's raised more than $150 million in venture capital. And probably, we don't know for sure because we don't have Blockstream's exact financials, but probably Bitmain makes more money in a single day than Blockstream ever has in the entire history of their existence. And Bitmain certainly makes more money in a single month than Blockstream ever has in their entire existence. So I don't think the chief strategy officer of Blockstream should be giving financial advice to the people over at Bitmain when they're certainly earning more money in a single month than Blockstream ever has. And they're probably earning more money in a single day than Blockstream ever has.
They're in different leagues, absolutely different leagues.
One knows what they're doing, the other's busy trolling people on the internet and being rude and insulting towards people that poured their heart and soul into promoting digital currencies to be used as currencies around the world. So
and actually, if you want to learn more about Blockstream, go check out the Decentralized Thought YouTube channel. He's got a great little explainer video on Blockstream and what they've kind of been up to.
They do. I thought for a moment you were going to recommend the bcore.org website. Have you seen this?
Great one. Yeah, I loved it.
So it's a parody website, but it's the reason it's so funny is because so much of it's actually true. So go and visit bcore.org to figure out what the Bitcoin Core guys have been up to.
Enjoy a few laughs.
The best type of humor is the stuff that's funny because it's true, and if you read the website, it's really, really funny. But we should point out too, though, another thing that a lot of these Bitcoin Core, people that are opposed to Bitcoin being used as peer-to-peer electronic cash, a lot of these people on Twitter and social media have been claiming, oh, Bitmain's so stupid. They have 1 million Bitcoin cash. It's illiquid. They could never cash out without crashing the market. That's absolute nonsense. There's more than $500 million in liquidity every single day on the public exchanges that are counted in the CoinMarketCap trade volume. And there's a whole bunch more than that are taking place outside of the public books that are being recorded there. So there's plenty of liquidity in Bitcoin Cash, where if for some reason Bitmain wanted to, they could easily cash out their whole position and it wouldn't affect the price all that much at all. So these people that are saying, oh, it's so liquid, they're so stupid, that's a bunch of nonsense. Go and look for yourself on Pulse.Bitcoin.com. We have our competitor to CoinMarketCap, where you can see the daily trade volume on Bitcoin Cash is on most days it's $500 million with a B or more. Yeah. So there's no problem when it comes to liquidity on the Bitcoin Cash side. So that's just another one of these false talking points that comes out from the Bitcoin Core side of people that don't even use cryptocurrencies as currencies.
Well, I think that's the surprising thing is they use propaganda because unfortunately it works.
Propaganda works.
So let's go to this actually. Daniel Faust, someone commented, "Hi all, just wanting some thoughts on this comment from a worried customer. Can I ask you guys about what you guys think about what Samson has been saying about the trouble Bitmain has with all the Bitcoin Cash? I can only read all of the one-sided stuff he's put out and no one on Twitter is saying something back. I hold more Bitcoin Cash than Bitcoin Core, so I'm just a little worried."
Yeah, so I think we just covered it. Like, Samson's the chief strategy officer of a company that's made less money in its entire existence than probably Bitmain makes in a single day, and certainly less money than Bitmain makes in a single month. So who do you want to listen to? Someone that knows how to make $10 million a day, or somebody that's busy being insulting towards people on Twitter all day long? So
you got to wonder, when are these guys actually working? They spend so much time on Twitter
that seems to be their full-time job. But actually, on Monday I'm headed back to Korea again for another conference. I hear Samson's going to be there. Samson, I would love to have another discussion with you. I'll promise to call. I'll call the BTC version of Bitcoin. I'll just refer to it as BTC, and you can refer to the Bitcoin Cash or the BCH version as BCH. Name calling isn't an argument, right? You can call Bitcoin Cash or BCH all sorts of silly names all day long, but that doesn't alter the reality that Bitcoin Cash is plenty liquid. The transactions are faster, cheaper, and more reliable than BTC transactions, and they're accepted at just as many, if not more, businesses around the world. Yeah. So, name calling isn't an argument. I say it over and over because it's true. When you see people on Twitter and other places calling names, stupid names, that's not an argument. That's what kids do in elementary school, right? And if you're an adult, you give reason, logic, and evidence as to why one thing is better than another. And my reason, logic, and evidence is Bitcoin Cash is better than BTC because the transactions are faster, cheaper, more reliable, and it has about 30 times more transactional throughput capacity, which will then lead to more people around the world using it, which means you'll have more people mining it, you'll have more full nodes, you'll have more censorship resistance, you'll have more government intervention resistance because everybody will be using it to buy their coffee and everything else, and it'll be a safer digital currency for the entire world to have more economic freedom with than BTC could ever hope for as a store of value coin.
Well said.
So that's my reason and evidence without resorting to name calling. There you have it. So that's how adults make arguments.
Well, I think on top of this comment, we should also mention some of the other news about Bitmain that's kind of been going around the press.
$18 billion is the estimate for their IPO coming.
Insane. That could be. It sounds like one of the world's biggest that have ever been. So we'll see what happens. So hats off to Jihan and his team.
Yeah, and for a lot of people that don't know, like you'll see a lot of people on social media attack myself or Jihan. So myself, with the help of somebody, a longtime friend and employee both, we translated the entire Bitcoin white paper into Japanese and the entire Bitcoin.org website into Japanese back in 2011. Jihan did the same thing for the Bitcoin white paper. He translated it into Chinese and brought it into China, and he's been one of the biggest promoters of Bitcoin ever in the entire history of the world, and he's launched one of the most successful business in the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem. So 3 cheers for Jihan doing that. You are an absolute hero of Bitcoin, Jihan. So thank you for your effort doing that.
Yeah, and if you're into just entrepreneurial stories, read up on Jihan.
He's like in his mid-20s or something.
Self-made billionaire.
Yeah, with a B.
With a B, self-made billionaire.
He doesn't need advice from companies that raised $150 million and don't have any products for anybody or any revenue.
Yeah.
So.
I believe he started the company when he was 25. Is when they started working on the ASIC chip design and everything like that. If you're young, you're in your 20s, you want inspiration, go read Jihan's story.
Where can we read it?
You'll have to Google it. There was a couple articles that were going around. It was this really long kind of expose slash document talking about his whole upbringing and how he ended up gambling it all and almost lost it all, and then ended up coming out on top. And
gambling it how? On the business or on Satoshi Dice?
I think I don't know if he was on Satoshi Dice, but I think he was just gambling in terms of putting all this money behind his chip design, and who knew if it was going to take off and if it would kind of work. And I think it sounded like there were some tough periods in the early days of Bitmain, but it came out on top. And I mean, ASIC miners have made the network much more secure. Yeah.
So another fantastic book, if we can make book recommendations today too. If you want to read the history of Bitcoin in the West, there's one called Digital Gold by Nathaniel Popper, and it does a fantastic job of explaining what happened in the early days of Bitcoin. And I've had more people than I can count that came to Bitcoin more recently, and they say, "Oh, Roger, I just read Digital Gold. I had no idea all the things that you did to support Bitcoin. I just believed these anonymous Twitter trolls on the internet saying that you're attacking Bitcoin. After having read this book, I need to apologize for you for having believed the trolls, and I need to thank you for the things that you've done to help Bitcoin." So if you want to read it, and it's not just about me, there's all the other, the usual suspects are in the book there as well. But it's a fantastic book, and it reads like a science. Have you read it?
I have. It's an incredible, and I mean, it goes through everything from the Mt. Gox, and I mean,
it's a page turner for sure.
It's a fun read, and again, you can find that on Amazon. And guess how you can buy that?
With Bitcoin Cash on purse.io and get a 17 or 18% discount. Let's take a break from the news though, because I've been saving, there's 2 special boxes over here, and we didn't open them yet. We have there's one more box too, one for each of us here. So I ordered this. I have an idea what's in here. I'll cut away from both of us here. Let's not cut each other here with a box cutter. So now it's your turn. So we ordered this on purse.io. So I retracted the blade there. And I think, so here we have a wireless range extender that I bought here from Tokyo, the Japanese Amazon. So I think I got 17% off on this one. And then here's a nice little switch that we got here. Pull it up and hold it up for the camera. I'll hold the box down for you.
Look at that.
There we go. They really package it in here, don't they? There we go.
Thanks, Amazon.
So here's our nice Netgear 16-port managed switch. 16-port gigabit switch, and our wireless range extender that I bought. Today is Friday in Japan. I placed the order Wednesday night, and here they are. So 30 hours later or something, they arrived here in Tokyo.
What did you save on each of these?
And I think I did 17% on this one and 18% on this one. It works a little bit less well in Japan as far as terms of discounts than it does in the US. Yeah. In the US, you can get 25 or even 30% off. It's pretty common at this point. So if you haven't tried purse.io, go and order it. It ships directly from Amazon. See the Amazon on the side of the box there? It ships directly from Amazon, just like normal. Here's my gift receipt in here. It says, "Enjoy your gift from Yarcelis." So thank you, Yarcelis, whoever you are. Is there a gift receipt in that one too? Or did we yank it out somewhere there as we lost it? But it works just like that. Here's my Amazon receipt. If for some reason there was a problem with my brand new in the box from Amazon product, I can return it to Amazon and they can take care of it for me. So here it is, bought with Bitcoin Cash on Purse.io. Pretty much all the stuff you see in this office, we're ordering on Purse.io from Amazon, just like that. So
go pick up a copy of that book, Digital Gold. It's an ebook. You can get it in print format. It makes for a great gift. It's
it's a fantastic book. Yeah. Right. So Christmas is coming up. Give them out for Christmas. They're a fun book. So. And again, if you haven't tried out Purse.io and Bitcoin Cash, go and try it today. Yeah. It is fantastic. And tell your friends that aren't cryptocurrency nerds about it, because everybody loves saving 20% on Amazon. So it'll make everybody in your social circle become a digital currency user. So you don't have to tell them about blockchains and block propagation and fee markets this and fee markets that and Twitter trolling this and Twitter trolling that. Tell them they can save 20% on Amazon by using Bitcoin Cash on Purse.io. And it ships direct from Amazon just like normal. Everybody will be on board pretty quickly that way.
Yeah,
so,
I completely agree.
Next piece of news there, Corbin.
Next piece. So nChain to launch a new BCH full node implementation, Bitcoin SV. And it looks like, they're just trying to get into the node client.
SV stands for Satoshi's Vision.
Mm-hmm. That's the idea.
So this was just announced like 24 hours ago or so. I haven't had a chance to read into it yet. Mm-hmm. I like the name.
Yeah, it's a cool name. So, yeah, I mean, more competition is healthy, and if it can continue to push other developers to challenge themselves, and I think this is the cool thing about Bitcoin Cash is we're the free market Bitcoin. I don't know what the heck happened to the other one, but we're actually allowing
a bunch of state worshippers took over the other one and used censorship and propaganda to do it, and mocked the people that actually wanted Bitcoin to be used the way that was described in the original Bitcoin white paper. So all the people that saw through the lies and the propaganda and the censorship, the vast majority of them are on Bitcoin Cash now. Like myself and Jihan and all the other early adopters as well. So Gavin Andresen's another great example of that. So
next up on the list, HandCash launched their POS system, POP.
Competition is good. It makes better products at lower prices for everybody.
Yeah, so. We tested it out here, and we're having a little fun with it.
Just a few minutes ago, we tested it out. It was great.
Yeah,
so.
and there's a cool video of it going on. They've got some sort of cool little double spin protection that seems to be kind of interesting. Well, I'm not exactly sure how it works.
I doubt you'd ever have to use that ever anyhow.
Yeah, ZeroConf is pretty good. I mean, you'd really, we use it every week when we're at these Bitcoin Cash meetups, and we go specifically to bars and restaurants where they accept Bitcoin Cash, they accept that ZeroConf, we walk away, we don't need any confirmations. They just trust that
Well, they don't have to trust. It's really, it's almost impossible to do double spins on Bitcoin Cash. And so we actually, speaking of lies and propaganda and censorship, there was a guy about a week ago that put on Twitter, oh, look, I just double spin to Bitcoin Cash, this and that. Turned out it was a bunch of lies. Like, people found the transactions, he just plain lied and tried to spread a lie.
More propaganda.
On social media, claiming that he easily double spent Bitcoin Cash. Yeah. It was a lie. Yeah. So talk about playing dirty. They're lying and name calling. Not lying's not an argument, and neither is name calling. But that's what we see so much of coming from the anti-free market proponents out there in the world.
Well, one of the most vocal guys on Twitter, and interesting guy to check out, Vitalik Buterin, creator of Ethereum, very interesting guy.
Absolute genius.
Absolute genius. He's been in the office a couple times. Oh, yeah. I unfortunately was away both times he's been here and kicked myself for it. But interesting fella. And he is backing Bitcoin Cash as adoptable, the future of cryptocurrency. He has a quote where he says, I want to be able to walk into a convenience store, get a card, and pay a small fee to start using Bitcoin Cash. Allowing people to use small amounts of cryptocurrency for everyday use is valuable within crypto, and also particularly for use cases of blockchain that go beyond crypto. Even non-financial blockchain use cases still require transaction fees. If we can reduce this friction with one trip to the convenience store, it would be simple to start using cryptocurrency.
Speaking of that, we said it before, but we'll mention it again. Bitcoin Cash is coming to tens of thousands of convenience stores here in Japan. It's coming. BTC is not coming. BCH is coming to the convenience stores in Japan where you can pay for everything. So, and for you BTC fans out there, why would you be mad about the fact that the convenience stores are going to use BCH and not BTC? Because you guys are the ones saying all the time that you shouldn't spend it, you should just hold it, and you don't need to use it for anything other than a store value. I think you're wrong, but eat your own, take your own medicine there. If that's what you're saying, you should be happy for Bitcoin Cash being used at tens of thousands of convenience stores in Japan soon. So.
And if you do want to try BCH, download the Bitcoin.com wallet. We've got Shapeshift built in right in.
You can convert your old BTC store value token that doesn't store value very well into Bitcoin Cash.
Good stuff.
So.
Next up on our list, the launch of $5bucks.com. It's a freelancers marketplace fueled 100% by Bitcoin Cash.
No, there's no BTC on the platform?
Why would they use it?
because it doesn't work as money anymore.
How could you use it for $5 transactions?
You can't, because the fee would oftentimes be $5. And so take this, I was one of the biggest BTC promoters in the entire world until those other people using censorship and propaganda tricked the entire world into thinking that it couldn't scale to be cash for the world. They're a bunch of liars and manipulators, and they've literally delayed the adoption of cryptocurrencies around the world by years and restricted the amount of economic freedom people have around the world by years. And they've literally retarded the rate of progress of the entire human species. That's how big a deal it is of these people using censorship and propaganda to do it. So if I sound passionate and mad about it, it's because I am.
One of the things I remember getting most excited about when I received my first Bitcoin was the idea of microtransactions, this microtransaction economy, the ability for people to pay artists directly instead of having to go through systems like Apple Music and Spotify where they take a third of the cut and leave the artist with next to nothing after it goes through all of their middlemen. You can go direct to the consumer, direct to the market, and you don't need to go through all this BS middlemen taking their cut and ultimately not really improving anything. And I think Bitcoin Cash is still trying to recover, and we're rebuilding all of these platforms that existed once upon a time that got shut out with as soon as this self-imposed fee market that was placed in by
economic nonsense. Yeah.
So I mean, $5bucks.com is a perfect example. It's a small transaction for the ability to transact with another person who's offering services. They are offering a quick little edit on maybe a paper you're writing, or creating a little design or a logo or a drawing or whatever it is for $5. You can pay with Bitcoin Cash. If you've ever used the service Fiverr, it's a similar service where you can hop on and pay people to do like little micro tasks and pay them a quick little chunk of BCH.
So if you're out there watching this video and you want to earn some Bitcoin Cash, go to $5bucks.com. If you're out there and have some Bitcoin Cash but you need some help with something or other on the internet, go and post the task on $5bucks.com, and so people can connect all over the world and start helping each other through voluntary interactions, trading peacefully with their cryptocurrency, Bitcoin Cash, to make the world a better place through more economic freedom to the world. So visit $5bucks.com to do that. So,
next up, the launch of the newly revamped Bitcoin Cash charts on Bitcoin.com. So if you're in need of chart data and you want to see the entire history of the Bitcoin Cash price, all the way back to the Genesis block in 2009, go check it out.
Yep.
Charts.bitcoin.com/BCH.
BCH, please. So another fun one that you and I worked on together here this last week.
That was a speedy one.
Freedom.bitcoin.com is now online. And so I haven't made it any secret at all, I don't think, but I'm going to make it even more public. So my entire goal with Bitcoin.com is to spread the ideas and the underlying philosophical principles as to how free markets and voluntarism make the world a better place for everybody. So we have this awesome platform in the form of Bitcoin.com. Not only are we going to spread the use of Bitcoin Cash, but we're going to spread the ideas that all human interactions should be on a voluntary basis or not at all. Mm-hmm. And so we talked about this last week with the gun control stuff a little bit, but if you think about it, what gun control is, it is gun violence. It's a small group of people with guns telling everybody else that they're not allowed to have guns, and if they try and have guns, they're going to use their guns to make sure that the other people don't have guns. And I saw a meme on the internet here just earlier today. It was, I don't know, some hippie-looking guy, and he says, "Do you want to do something Friday?" And he goes, "Oh no, man, I can't. We're going to protest a police brutality protest, so I can't go." And they said, "Well, what are you doing Saturday?" He's, "Oh, no, man, I can't. I'm going to a protest to have more gun control so that only the police have guns." And it's like, do you not see the problem here? When only the police have guns, they can shoot everybody and their dogs and nothing happens about it. Yeah. So
it's chaos. But go check out freedom.bitcoin.com. We're going to be highlighting all of these little...
So the main thing, actually, how did we get into guns? So the U.S. government's trying to restrict people from being able to download 3D printer files that allow them to 3D print information. So... yeah, so we're busy doing that, and the other things that we're supporting over there is Free Ross, of course. So he lost his final appeal at all. So now he can talk publicly about what's going on, and his only chance to be let out of prison ever is a presidential pardon. Yeah. And hopefully Donald Trump can do the right thing.
Yeah, there is a petition that we've got as well embedded on the freedom.bitcoin.com, and if you can go pop in, check it out. We've also got the donation platform set up there where you can actually embed the Bitcoin.com donation widget. And
on your own website.
Funds, all of those funds go direct to freeross.org. And go check that out. We're also supporting EatBCH as well on there. So we've got their QR code up there.
And a little bit of money really, really goes a long way in Venezuela. The average wage for somebody in Venezuela is $2 a month.
It's crazy.
So I think about it, $2 a month. So if you really want to help somebody, $2 is the equivalent of a month's wages there. So you can really, really make a difference in people's lives. I've donated there, and I implore you guys to as well.
Well, I think on that note too, if you speak Spanish or another language and you can get this video translated in YouTube and you can get this message out there, share it. Share free.bitcoin.com. You can go get 10 cents, get your first Bitcoin Cash. It's it's something that gets people excited. It's a simple way to get started in this wild world of cryptocurrency.
Some more stupid government policies are in the list here. So like plastic straws are being banned in more and more places.
Yeah, what is this about? Is this just in the U.S. and California? It must be a California law.
It's California's one of them, but like let's take a step back and think philosophically what this is. It's one group of people with guns telling other people that they're willing to use those guns against them if they have plastic straws. This is madness. Maybe plastic straws are bad for the environment, but I don't think you should be willing to threaten people with guns over using a plastic straw. And then,
what if you got sensitive teeth?
Maybe. One of the things I really love in Japan is the attitude is just so much more live and let live over here. So gambling, while technically illegal, is in practice completely legal.
Yeah,
there's gambling stuff all over the place. A lot of people don't know this. Like prostitution is illegal in Japan, but there's soap lands on like every corner in certain parts of Tokyo, which is a prostitution place. And the thing that really caught my attention just a couple of days ago, I went to an aquarium recently, and they had little drinks that they were selling.
Yeah.
They put two plastic straws in every drink at the aquarium. Yeah, not one, but two. Two straws in every drink there at the at the aquarium.
You know what I love about being in Japan is like the fact that long day of work. We might not finish here until 7 or 8. I can come home, grab a little. I can go to the convenience store right across the street, grab a beer, and I can walk down the street like a free person, drinking my adult beverage. I'm not getting in anyone's way. I'm just enjoying an adult beverage.
In Japan, you can drink so much alcohol that you pass out unconscious in the street, and nobody's going to bother you. The police aren't going to bother you. In fact, I saw someone right by our office maybe a week or two ago. There was some young guy in his early 20s. He literally passed out drunk in the street, unconscious. His wallet and cell phone were on the sidewalk. He was in the middle of this little side street where there probably aren't going to be any cars coming. And somebody that was there before I was there, they had gone into the convenience store and bought him a bottle of water. Yeah, and there was a little bottle of water sitting next to this guy's head, passed out drunk in the street.
Just a little sake nap.
Yeah, a little nap there. So like Japan is great in that sense that like,
it's exciting.
If you're not hurting somebody, for the most part, you're going to be left alone. But don't you dare have any plants that make people feel happy, or you'll be in a world of trouble if you have some marijuana or any other drugs. You can drink yourself stupid until you pass out unconscious in the street, but if you have any other drugs, you're in for a world of trouble. So don't mess around with that stuff.
Yeah,
not because it's morally wrong, but because men with guns will hurt you if you do.
Well, I've heard stories of guys getting kicked out of the country for getting caught with a little gram of the happy grass.
They didn't even allow Paris Hilton into the country because she had some marijuana charge from the U.S. previously.
Why would you want to let her in? She's
and so a lot of us are feeling bad for Ross Ulbricht here though too. I watched a documentary recently on YouTube about the Bali 9. Have you ever heard about the Bali 9?
Sounds familiar.
So there were a bunch of Australian kids that went on vacation to Bali in Indonesia. While they were in Bali, they bought a bunch of heroin. In Bali, they bought the heroin in Bali, and then they tried to bring it back to Australia, and they got caught at the airport leaving Bali. So they bought drugs in Bali and tried to take the drugs out of Bali, right? In Indonesia, out of Indonesia. They caught them at the airport. There were 9 of them. I think 7 of them got life sentences. Jeez. They're never, ever getting out. One of them died of stomach cancer. The other 6 are still in prison there.
How young are these
They were like 20 years old. They're just young kids, right? Like, smuggling heroin is illegal, but people use heroin because they like it. It makes them feel happy, and people own their own bodies. And so they have the absolute right to put alcohol and probably pass out unconscious in the street, or heroin if that's what they want to do. Yeah. But the really, really sad part, there were 2 other ones there too.
It's messed up.
We haven't gotten to the messed up part of the story yet, right? So the 2 other people, there were 9 of them. 7 got life sentences, one of which of those 7 already died of stomach cancer in the prison. The other 2, they gave the death penalty to. And they held them in Indonesia for 10 years. And they went through all the appeal process, and then I think it was in 2015, they went and put these, and they're young guys, right? Maybe at this point they were coming up on 30 or so, and put them in front of a firing squad, right? 13 people, I believe. 12 of the guns actually have bullets. One of the guns doesn't. So as if that somehow like absolves any of the shooters from the moral culpability there. But they literally shot these 2 young men because they tried to bring something that people like. Like people were willing to pay a lot of money for heroin in Australia because people like it. I've never tried heroin, but I understand that the reason people probably tried it is because they like it and it makes them feel happy. The same reasons people use alcohol or marijuana, and even if it's absolutely horrible for you, it's your body, it's your life, it belongs to you. It doesn't belong to some politician. So shame on the Indonesian government for murdering 2 people. It's not okay. And I'm looking forward to cryptocurrencies helping put a stop to murdering people around the world for using something that makes them feel happy in life.
Well, this isn't even just a libertarian stance to say that the war on drugs is hurting people. Like the CDC report that recently came out indicates the war on drugs...
CDC, Center for Disease Control, right? It's a government entity that's supposed to be in charge of telling the truth about healthcare stuff.
And what they're saying the war on drugs is leading to more deaths.
More people die than otherwise would have because of the war on drugs. So it's having the exact opposite effect of what they claim they're trying to have with it. So the war on drugs is an absolute failure that causes more people to die, and it's funded by theft. Taxation is theft, and the war on drugs is funded by theft from people like us that don't want to support it one bit, and I'm sure lots of the people viewing this video don't want to support it at all. Yet once again, a small group of human beings with guns are willing to use those guns on everybody else to force them to pay for things that they don't otherwise want to pay for.
Well, I think the other thing is it extends the hand of the police state. I mean, it's ultimately just we're militarizing the police because of this war on drugs, and you want to complain about police brutality, and then we're giving them tanks to fight a couple pot dealers in the corner. Like,
it's madness.
Craziness.
So that's a great lead into one of the viewer questions. So, and if you have questions, post your own questions in the comments, and we'll try and answer some questions every single week. And I try and pop it and answer some of them directly by typing in the YouTube comments there. So here's a question we had.
Yes, they said, hi Roger, I'm a huge fan of your content and everything you've done to advocate Bitcoin. I'm also interested in your ideas. I have a question though. If you think taxation is theft, how should a society pay for infrastructure like roads and social services like healthcare without taxation?
So I have an answer here. Here's my shoe. Right? Murray Rothbard, my favorite economist, has a quote that says there's no government shoe factories, yet everybody still somehow manages to have shoes, and they're not paid for with coercion. And so if people value roads and bridges and hospitals and schools, they'll pay for them voluntarily. And another question is, how do you make a shoe?
I've never made a shoe.
There's no one answer. There's no one right answer. There's a million different ways to make shoes. There's a million different ways to make tables. There's a million different ways to make the camera that's filming this. There's a million different ways to make roads, bridges, hospitals, and schools as well. So there's no one-size-fits-all answer. So the one-size-fits-all answer is to let people try the best way and figure out what works for them. And the right way to do a school in Japan is probably different than the right way to do a school in London or Moscow or Brazil.
Yep.
And so at the end of the day, how will these things get done? The answer is without violence. They should be done on a peaceful, voluntary basis. And if you want to read a book that really points out this, The Most Dangerous Superstition by Larkin Rose is a great book that just kind of lays out the underlying philosophy of this, that it's a bunch of crazy talk to think that one small group of people should get to boss around everybody else with some perceived authority. And they use crazy names. They call, them representatives in Congress, but like, what sort of representative bosses you around and threatens to send you to jail if you don't pay their salary or do what they tell you? Like, that's not a representative, that's an owner or a slave master. So they have all this Orwellian doublespeak in there as well. So I guess my answer to your question, how would it get done? We don't know, but let's find out and let's stop the violence.
Well, one of the most interesting books you recommended to me, and this was actually, you recommended in a video with Luke Wadowski. And it was The Machinery of Freedom. Okay. And it kind of outlines a proposed libertarian society and how a libertarian society could structure public transportation, how it could set up healthcare, how it could set up even basic things like policing and the legal system. And it's a really interesting read. If you I guess, has there been any update on the Free Society stuff? Like, no. And is this a book that we would potentially maybe noodle through and say, maybe. So
I was shocked when like the Olivier Janssens and the other guys that were wanting to do the Free Society project. For those that don't know, we have more than $100 million of capital committed, and we're planning to raise more from the public to buy a piece of land from the existing government and set up the world's first non-country in which everything is just on a consensual basis, and there won't be passports, there won't be any of this crazy coercive governmental stuff. Everything will be done on a voluntary basis. And I was shocked when I found out the other guys that were involved in this hadn't read this book. So a lot of people, they want to know, like, how would the roads be built? How would the hospitals work? How would police work? How would the courts work? And the answer is, I don't know, but this book does a great job of explaining how it could potentially work. And it's a fantastic book written by David D. Friedman, the son of Nobel Prize winning economist Milton Friedman. I've read, I think, just about all the books by both of those guys. Both absolutely fantastic, amazing thinkers, really, really interesting guys. So that is another great recommendation. If you want to know specifics as to how roads and bridges and schools could work without having government, go and buy a copy of The Machinery of Freedom. And actually, if you're working at Bitcoin.com, I just ordered 6 copies.
Awesome.
They're downstairs on the printer. I bought them using Bitcoin Cash on Purse.io and saved, I think, 16 or 17% on that. The reason I only bought 6 is that's all they had in stock. But anybody here is welcome to have those as well.
There was a chapter in there, blew me away, because this book was written quite a while ago.
I think he wrote it initially in like the late 70s. Then he's updated it a couple of times since then.
But he predicted Uber. He talks about how people could effectively just run their own business out of their car, and the ability to pick up passerbys by at a public little stop where people know, oh, I can regularly go there and make $5 and pick up someone and drop them off somewhere. And
he also predicted the advent of the Silk Road decades ago. He predicted online anonymous marketplaces, like I think he wrote it in like 79 or something. Like, that's a long time ago.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah,
go check that book out if you are interested more into the roads argument.
And actually, while we're making book recommendations, another fantastic book that ties directly into Bitcoin and or cryptocurrencies and its effect in society is written again by David Friedman. It's called Future Imperfect. And I think he wrote that one around 1999. I remember reading that right around the time I was graduating from high school. And oh, wow, so many exciting things are happening there. And he explains how public key cryptography works and all these things. It's a really, really great book. So David Friedman is just a really interesting guy in general.
So yeah, leave some more comments, guys. We do want to answer your questions. So leave a comment in the YouTube section.
And the best commenter gets a free Bitcoin Cash shirt of some sort. We can probably even let you choose which style you want. We have this style, we have this style, we have lots of different styles of Bitcoin Cash apparel. So the best comment each week gets a free Bitcoin Cash shirt.
And if you want to go buy a shirt, go to store.bitcoin.com and you can get your own.
Yep. And so that brings us to our official, unofficial sponsors of our weekly news update. Of course, cashgames.bitcoin.com. You can play poker, blackjack, roulette, keno, craps, slots, and maybe 1 or 2 others there that I've left out. Every single game is 100% provably fair, incredibly low, a house edge of 1% or less on everything there. And the deposits are instant, the cash outs are instant. If you win, withdraw, go spend it on some plastic straws on the dark net. If you lose, that means the house won, and we're going to take that money and use it to promote the ideas of using digital currencies as currencies and the ideas of voluntarism as well. So it's a win-win situation no matter what over at cashgames.bitcoin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, share this video on your own Twitter and Facebook and memo.cash and all your other social media things.
Share it on Reddit RBTC, go subscribe there. And do yourself a favor if you want to go test out how censored the R-Bitcoin community is.
We've been complaining about the censorship and propaganda happening within the Bitcoin community. Go to R-Bitcoin and post this video. It'll be deleted just like that because they don't want you to hear these ideas. And from our point of view, if someone's saying something that's wrong or mistaken, you should rebut them and give reasons and evidence why those people are wrong. But instead, what they do over in the BTC community is they literally do absolutely everything they can to stifle the dissenting opinion, including our app in the App Store. Download the Bitcoin.com wallet. Please leave us an honest review there. You'll see a bunch of these fake reviews of people saying, this is a Bcash scam wallet. Well, our wallet supports both BTC and BCH. You can use it for both. Yet a bunch of people are busy leaving us, 1-star reviews in the app stores because they don't like the fact that we actually think that digital currency should be usable as a currency. So download our wallet, give it a try today. Use purse.io to save a fortune on Amazon. Go and gamble your Bitcoins on cashgames.bitcoin.com. What else should we add? Anything else there? It's a good start.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I got nothing left. Yeah.
That's it. So subscribe, share the video, tell a friend. See you guys next week.
Oh, hit the bell button too.
Hit the bell button to get notifications as well. So see everybody next week. Thank you.